I'm Rick Wilson, a social scientist in the Department of Political Science at Rice University. It should be no surprise to you, but problems associated with climate change are human-made. While seeking technological solutions to sequester carbon emissions are very worthwhile, ultimately the source of those emissions is people. My research tries to figure out how to get people to change their behavior so that it's aligned with their interests. Some know this as behavioral nudging. I'm going to start with a simple principle. Act local and think global. Well, let's take Rice. We have an internationally active faculty. That's the great news. The bad news is that we fly everywhere. Last fiscal year, Rice paid for approximately 10,500 air flights. Many were multiple legs, but I'll assume they're all a single leg. Suppose the average flight was to Los Angeles. This would be the equivalent to adding more than 6,400 metric tons of CO2 into the atmosphere. To put that in context, this is the equivalent to putting an additional 2,426 cars on Houston streets for a year, or contributing to the melting of about 5,000 square meters of the ice pack. These are eye-opening numbers, but what can we do? Well, it starts locally. One approach is to simply buy carbon offsets for each flight you take, or plant 22 trees, but this does not address the fact that you're still taking that flight. A second approach is for Rice to limit the number of flights it pays for each year, or make you pay for your own flights. While this would cut back on travel, it would be unfair. Junior faculty need to attend conferences, and they need to carry out their research. To limit them might ruin their careers, although a recent study by Seth Wines et al. Suggests otherwise. A third approach, fly shaming, has taken root in Europe. Rather than opting for air travel, there is a strong push for taking public transportation, including rail service. This is feasible in Europe, but not so much in the United States, and much less so in Houston. At present, it's very difficult to get to either coast by train. It seems that fly shaming in its current guise won't work locally. So what to do? As Wines and Nichols point out, you can try to substitute various actions to reduce your CO2 emissions, but much of what you can do has less of an impact than canceling a single transatlantic flight. Of course, giving up your car or choosing to have one less child will do more, but canceling a flight seems more likely. The next time an opportunity comes up to fly to a conference, ask yourself, do I really need to go? Is there a closer regional conference where I might get the same feedback? The next time you get invited to give a talk, why not ask, can I Skype in to deliver my talk? The next time your department decides to invite someone in to give a talk, ask, can that speaker do this via Zoom? Well, the university has invested a lot of resources in making our seminar and classrooms internet accessible. So go for it. I recognize the inherent collective action problem. My rational strategy is to continue flying and let others bear the externalities for my actions. But, as we know, this is not sustainable. The next generations will bear the cost. Think about what your local actions mean for the global commons.